It's been a lengthy trial, with the state finally resting its case. It brought witnesses to the stand who were inside the house when Meyiwa was killed, who testified that two intruders entered the Khumalo home and one of them was carrying a firearm. Witnesses also placed all five of the accused in Vosloorus on the day that the soccer star was killed. Cell phone records were also presented in court which pointed to alleged communication between Meyiwa's then-girlfriend Kelly Khumalo and one of the accused, and the state also heavily relied on the alleged confessions of accused number 1 Muzi Sibiya and accused number 2 Bongani Ntanzi, which indicate that Khumalo was the trigger point. But Khumalo was never called to the stand.
And on that point, my lord, that concludes the leading of the evidence for the state.
Okay.
And we close the state case. It's precisely 3 years since the state started leading evidence, and the state now formally closes its case.
State case closed.
The defense will now have its turn, a possible bite at the witnesses that the state never called.
State had been indicating in the course of the leading of its evidence that it would not be calling certain witnesses. Those witnesses will be made available to the defense. Now, I want to actually, this is just a re-emphasis that from this point onward, in other words, henceforth, the defense is now in liberty to consult with whoever's name appears in the list of the state witnesses if circumstances were to arise. I just want to confirm if my understanding in that regard is correct, my lord.
As a court, my lord, the law is very clear that any witnesses who is not called by the state is at the disposal of the defense, and that will obtain here. We make all witnesses that haven't been called we make them available to the disposal of the defense, my lord.
When the case resumes next month, the defense indicated it will apply to have the charges dropped against the accused.
My lord, we've got instructions from our clients that we need to bring an application in terms of section 174, which instructions we communicated to the financer of their defense, who is the Legal Aid South Africa. And Legal Aid South Africa then requested us to request an indulgence from the court to have the matter stood down for a week or two, whilst they would be busy working on their CMC. I don't know what that stands for, but I think it's a head committee there on the modalities regarding the financing of the application in terms of section 174, my lord. That's the position where we are now.
Griselda Lewis, SABC News in Pretoria.